I interviewed the billionaires.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask you, how did you get rich?
Investing.
And what type of businesses?
We invest in critical technology companies with veterans on the leadership team. I run the veteran fund.
Were you a veteran?
I am, yeah.
Thank you for your
Marines.
service,
Thank you,
man.
brother.
What's the number one lesson that the military taught you about leadership that you give to anybody in business right now?
The reason we invest in veterans, they have leadership, resilience, and a sense of purpose. They know why they're doing what they do. At the early stage, when you're a startup founder, it's hard. You need that resilience, you need that grit to carry on.
How did you get into investing in businesses? Like after the military, did you start running companies? Did you get into entrepreneurship? Or what was kind of your turning point from military to now investing in businesses?
Yeah, so after the Marines, did my undergrad. As soon as I finished college, started my first business in the health and wellness space. I have 120 companies right now that I'm in my personal portfolio.
Let me ask you this. Across your companies in terms of total revenue, what was the most amount of money you made a single year?
Across the board, billions.
Billions of dollars. Did you ever doubt yourself?
Of course.
You did.
Yeah.
How did you get over that? How did you find self-belief to come out and become this successful?
You have 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. I came to this country when I was 5 years old. First generation immigrant. We came to this country with nothing. Nothing. In one generation, my parents chased and lived the American dream. My sister went to Stanford. My other sister's a doctor of neuroscience. My little brother went to Berkeley, worked at Palantir, now works at OpenAI. That was my path. I joined the Marines because I knew it was my responsibility. I love this country. Just like the Marines, the veteran fund to me is my responsibility. So whether there's doubt or not, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. You can't fail when you know why you're here. This is God's plan.
You believe in God?
Of course.
You believe in Jesus? You a Christian?
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
How important has that faith been for you throughout your career?
I'll tell you this, every day I grow deeper in my faith. And that doesn't mean that I don't wrestle with God. In fact, the service I went to a couple weeks ago, they talked about, by definition, if you're wrestling with God, you are closer to God. If you're accepting everything that you hear, everything you read, and you're yes, 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 and you think you're living a godly life and you're not questioning in some way, you're not wrestling with God. So I think I continue to wrestle with God. I continue to ask the questions that I think are important to me, things I may disagree with at times, but I'm always growing deeper in that faith through that process.
Do you read a lot of books? You seem so full of knowledge. Do you read a lot of books?
Yeah, I went through the deep spiritual journey, man.
You did?
Yeah, I mean, you name a personal development book, a business book, I've probably read it.
What was the number one book that changed your life?
I come back to The Alchemist. To me, why I love entrepreneurship, why I love investing. Entrepreneurship is modern day alchemy. What I mean by that is you are taking an idea, something that doesn't exist, and you're making it real. You are envisioning a way you want to see the world, and you are creating something from nothing. Everything you're doing right now. This was an idea, and it's real now. Modern day alchemy. The Alchemist.
That's beautiful. How old are you now?
41.
41 years old. If me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
I'm going to tell you right now, this is my life ethos. This is something I created. This is something I created over a decade ago, and it's 3 simple words. We all know Dr. Bronnie Ware, right? Top 5 regrets of the dying. If you don't remember, she palliative care nurse, right? Studying patients in the last 8 weeks of life. The number one regret of the dying is I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. If people are on their deathbed saying that they wish they had a courage to live a life true to themselves, how about we don't wait to be on our deathbed to actually have the courage to live a life that we care about? So it's not thinking about it, it's not talking about it, it's actually doing it. And so for me, do great things is my ethos, has been, will be until the day I die. And that's part of God's plan. I hope I'm here a lot longer, but if not, I feel like I've done great things and I'll continue to do that, and I'm grateful for every day I wake up.
Brother, you have amazing advice, my friend. Thank you for your time, man. That was excellent, man. And I connect with all the millionaires and billionaires I interview. Can I get your contact?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sir, how did you get rich?
What's that?
How did you get rich? What'd you do?
I've built some healthcare businesses.
Healthcare companies.
Yes.
What was the most amount of money you made a single year?
5 years ago, we sold a business for 460 million that we started from scratch.
Almost $500 million.
Sounds right.
So he wasn't lying.
He wasn't.
Hey, can I interview you for a minute? I interview billionaires all over the world to help the younger generation.
With pleasure.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Did you come from a lot of money? Did you come from a rich family?
No, I grew up, we spent some time living in a car, grew up in South Africa, struggled. Father kicked us out the house. We had to live all sorts of places. And so to come and experience the American dream has been incredible.
Is the American dream still alive and well?
Oh my gosh, it is real, it is alive, and I'm surrounded by people who are living it. I'm the poorest of my friends, believe it or not.
But you have to surround yourself with rich people.
Absolutely. You need people that can help you grow, help you get past where you are today. I don't want that to be my greatest success. I want to have a bigger impact, build bigger businesses, help more people.
I love that. Is this your son, right? This is your son.
This is my boy, Clint Jr.
Yeah.
He calls me Little Clint now because he's outgrown me.
Let me ask you this right here. Do you believe in God?
I sure do. I'm a devout Christian. I owe everything I have to Jesus Christ, and it's been a journey of a lifetime.
I love it. You're not afraid to say that either.
No, I mean, I'm so grateful. How can I not mention it? To think that I did this by myself would be a huge mistake.
So how did you know God was real?
Well, he showed up for me again and again. I grew up, even though we didn't know where we could live, there was always the sense that God had a bigger purpose, that he had a plan, that he loved me. So it just gave me confidence to start a business, to take a risk, to know that there was the favor of God coming behind me and going ahead of me.
So what was your turning point to financial freedom? Because you mentioned that you slept in a car at one point in your life. What was your turning point to financial freedom early on?
Well, it really all came at the same time. I was working, getting about $120,000 salary, trying to put this guy through private school school and give my 3 kids the best of opportunities. And we didn't know if we were really going to make it. And financial freedom came one day in a massive check.
What was the amount?
Well, the business sold for 460 million. I owned about half.
You own about half the company. So you're worth well under the 9 figures.
You know, more than I deserve. And I'm just getting started.
How do you feel about AI?
Oh man, very excited. I mean, scared. I think everybody has to have a healthy fear of just how much change it can cause so quickly. But in healthcare, we're jumping on it and say, hey, if we can help more people in a less expensive way, make a bigger difference in their life, we are going to be in the very center of it.
So you're using AI in all your businesses?
Absolutely.
Have you heard about Plot AI?
Yes.
You have? It's this right here.
Okay.
This records all of my conversations, all my meetings. So that way literally it transcribes it for you and it tells you everything that you need to know from it.
That's phenomenal. That's a great use case of AI.
This is Plot's newest note taker. And all the people in my company, I make sure that they have one.
That's something I could put on all of our doctors.
Everybody. But every entrepreneur having a business, they need to have one.
Absolutely. In the business of information, all of us are in the business of extracting information. We're trying to find those nuggets, whether in healthcare, whether learning from people. I'm trying to get better every day. So I love the idea of that.
How old is your son right here?
He is 21.
21.
Yes.
So if you had to give him one piece of advice to become a millionaire in today's world, what would you tell him?
My boy, understand your God-given purpose and go after it with all your heart. That's it.
And then surround yourself with a lot of other billionaires.
Oh my gosh, you need to surround yourself with incredible people. If your friends think you're amazing, you're in the wrong circle. I like to be in the room where I'm the least most important person. Then I know I'm in the right room because my gosh, I'm going to learn. My investors, they're not impressed by me. Sure, some of them got 75x in their first investment. They're not impressed. They're waiting to see what I do next. They're like, you better prove yourself, buddy.
So you can't get comfortable is what you're saying.
I can't get comfortable. I listen to a book a week. I listen to podcasts.
What's the number one book that changed your life?
Obviously the Bible. Second to the Bible, Purpose-Driven Life. In the first words of the book, it starts with, it's not about you. Game changer. Because everybody's telling you, you are the most important thing. You're so amazing. All those pieces. No, it's not about you. It's about something much bigger. If you really want to change the world, you got to understand it's not about you. I'm the least important. It's about what I can do for others.
Did you face a lot of rejection when you were starting out?
Oh my gosh, rejection just starts to become the norm. In fact, if there's a day you haven't been rejected, you're like, I'm probably not trying things. When you're looking for success, you're going to make a lot of people uncomfortable. Yeah. They don't like the fact that you're reading more, working harder, trying harder, taking more risks. People don't like that. So it's easier to reject you, push you away. You have to expect to hear no every day. If you aren't hearing no and feeling embarrassed, you ain't trying.
You can't worry about what people think about you.
I like to say when you're 20, you're worried about what people are going to think. At 40, you stop worrying what people think. At 60, you realize they weren't even thinking about you in the first place. So I'm adopting that 60-year-old mindset and trying to really act on that sooner.
I love that. You have amazing advice, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time,
pulled it out of me.
And I connect with all the millionaires and billionaires I interview. Could I get your contact?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
Probably around 22.
22. So you made it young.
I was very fortunate and blessed.
What a lot of business for you in, man. Like, how did you get rich that early?
I played sports. I was fortunate to get drafted by the Denver Broncos in the NFL.
You were in the NFL?
I was.
And what's your name?
My name's Tim Tebow.
Man, I go all over the world interviewing millionaires and billionaires to help the younger generation. Can I get a minute with you for the channel real quick?
Yeah, of course.
You were an NFL player. How long were you in the NFL?
I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 years, something like that, and then bounce around to a bunch of different teams.
Over those 5 years in the
Yeah.
NFL, what was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
I think of somewhere between like 5 and 10 million or something. I can't even remember. Yeah.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
How did you know God was real?
A lot of reasons. I think when you look at the evidence of the Bible, the evidence of the cross, the evidence of the resurrection, all of that is overwhelming. You get to see what God has done around the world. You get to see testimonies. You get to see the evidence of the disciples all being willing to give their lives, if necessary, for this man that had radically changed their life. And before the resurrection, so many were doubting, and afterwards, their faith was so bold. And so I think when you look at all of that, you're really going to choose to believe that nothing created all of this. And I think that takes a whole lot more faith than to believe that there is a creator that loves us, that created us in his image, on purpose and for a purpose, created us in love, by love, and for love, and that he loves us so much that he sent his son on the greatest love story rescue mission of all time to do for us what we could not do for ourselves.
So you believe in Jesus?
I do.
You're not afraid to say that either?
No, I'm not. I'm so grateful for him that we get to know him in a personal way, because our God's not just all powerful, he's also all personal.
Now, for the people watching, a lot of them know you as an NFL player, but after your career, you're doing something right now that nobody else is doing. What are you doing right now?
We're trying to fight back against the greatest evils in the world, and that is human trafficking, child exploitation, and child sacrifice.
How crazy is that for people that don't understand just the magnitude and the scale that's
I think it's the greatest evil in the world today. There's 50 plus million people that are being trafficked right now. There's more than 400 million that will be exploited and abused around the world this year. It is truly one of the worst evils in the world. It's not just over there. It's not the movie Taken. It is right here in our communities, in our backyard.
People have no idea. We have no idea.
Truly, so many times we really do have no idea.
Thank you for what you do, man, because not a lot of people are outspoken.
Thank thank you for sharing. Thanks for giving me this time to share. I so appreciate it.
3 quick last ones
Yes.
for you real quick. Tim, I'm going to challenge you.
Sure.
Take me back to the most life-changing conversation you ever
Oh my
had.
gosh.
What is the greatest piece of advice that you received throughout your career?
That's very difficult to give one piece of advice, but the greatest form of tragedy is being successful at everything that doesn't matter. And I do believe that so many times, and I've screwed up on this so much of my life, I've been chasing things that just don't matter. But we can take that success and we can use it for things that really matter.
Which is what you're doing now.
That's what we're trying to do.
How old are you now?
38. I had to think about it for a second.
Tim, if me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
Jesus is either a liar, a lunatic, or he's Lord. That's something C.S. Lewis came up with many years ago, but it's still just as profound today. But I would encourage the next generation, go and see if he's really who he says he is, if he's really who he claims to be. And then I would say, man, make your life count, make it matter for things that are really important. It's so easy to get caught up like I have in this rat race of just the next thing. But at the end of our lives, those things aren't going to really matter. You're not going to be thinking, man, look at that one more deal, that one more business, that one more company. When our life is over, are we going to be more focused about the inheritance or the legacy we left? Because inheritance is what you leave for someone, but I believe legacy is what you leave in someone.
Tim, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, man.
Who's the richest person here? Who's the richest person here?
I mean, have you heard of PepsiCo?
Pepsi, like the soda company?
Yeah, we may or may not have sold our company to them for $2 billion.
You sold a company for $2 billion?
Yeah, no big deal.
So you guys are business partners.
Business partners, life partners. We've been married 12 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I go all over the world interviewing billionaires to help the younger generation. Can I get a minute with you for the channel real quick?
Yeah, but quick, because we have to head out.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
So you guys are married.
We are, yes, and partners, and I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, 12 years, 3 kids, 3 boys. It's insane.
What is your one non-negotiable as business partners that keeps the marriage together? You see a lot of couples maybe going to business together and it kind of ends it. What's the principle you guys have at the foundation of your relationship?
I think it's trust.
Trust.
If you don't trust one another to do what they say they're going to do, and if you don't show up and do the things that you say you're going to do, like, it doesn't happen.
You also have to have a common goal. Purpose is really big in business and in life. We sold our company. We have all sorts of money to do whatever we want, but freedom doesn't equal purpose. So I think even though we sold our company, we're not done. We're not going to retire.
You're not going to retire?
No.
So even though you had that $2 billion exit, you guys are going to keep on building companies.
I mean, we can't play golf all day.
My golf game sucks. And I think we think about it like we're not retired. We're in this phase of like preferment. We get to work with who we want on what we want and when we want to do it. It's like a total freedom and a total unlock. It's amazing.
Have you guys ever been broke before?
Yeah, we were broke in the beginning. There was this one amazing moment where we were like 6 months into the business. We just had our first kid, started the business, just moved to Dallas from working on the road in our previous careers. And I didn't know how we were going to afford our mortgage. I never told her this at the time, but honestly, our mortgage was due. And literally like a day before the mortgage was due, I got a check in the mail. It was a refund from the government. They basically gave us a tax refund because we had a kid that we didn't claim as a dependent. And they said, hey, listen, you're too broke. You need to claim this as a dependent. We're going to give you some money back. And it was almost to the penny of what our mortgage was. And it was like this amazing unlock to say like, God is paving the way for us. And this was a sign for us to keep going.
It was by any means necessary. You were going to make it happen.
100%. I think one of the most important things is everybody wants what people can't have or what people don't have. But the question is are you willing to do what others won't do to get it? I don't think a lot of people will. Like people want balance in their life, but to be an entrepreneur and have the things that others can't get, like there's no balance.
I want to challenge you all. Take me back to the most life-changing conversation you both ever had. What's the greatest piece of advice that you received throughout your career?
You're going to love this one.
Oh, no.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what it takes to build and scale a business. There's going to be a lot of uncomfortable moments. Don't shy away from those uncomfortable moments. Really lean into them because as she said, that's where growth happens. Sometimes you can get really embarrassed in those moments because you don't know what you're doing, you feel like you're in over your head, but just get comfortable with the fact that things are going to be uncomfortable along the way and just make it happen anyways.
How old are you all today?
I'm 38.
39.
39?
Yeah.
So you're a little bit older.
A little bit older. A little bit older, a little bit wiser.
Hey, way wiser.
So let me ask y'all this. If me and if the three of us died tomorrow and you could leave one more message with the younger generation, leave one more message with your children right here, what would that be?
Well, I think it was Steve Jobs that said this, like this world was created by people no smarter than you and I. And so if you have a dream, like you're smart enough, you're capable enough, like just put in the work and go get it.
Embarrassment is the most underexplored emotion when it comes to success. You have to go out there and make a fool of yourself because once you make a fool of yourself, then comes refinement, then comes clarity, then comes confidence. A lot of people ask, why are you so confident, Allison? I was not always this confident. I embarrassed myself repeatedly until I learned and gained confidence.